It is the Riot podcast. Whee!
Yay! For us, this is a Thursday. It's almost Friday.
I'm ready for some Friday,
We
Nikki.
are excited, so hopefully you enjoy the podcast today.
Yes, today in the podcast, we discuss s'mores, Transformers, Liberian freedom celebrations.
I think that's one of my favorites.
Hudson, TikTok, and the president.
Mm-hmm.
We give you details on the Avengers beta and how you can participate. And we're talking about the video game, of course. Ohio State football and what they're discussing about their stadium this year.
Yeah.
And Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks and the Oakland A's. That's right.
A's.
So hopefully you enjoy the podcast. Don't forget to say hello. We always encourage you. You can text anytime you want to. Just text 877 to RadioU. Put your name and that you're a podcast listener.
All
Or
right.
you can throw us a message through RadioU Riot. We did an after show yesterday. So if you missed it, you can watch our Lay's potato chip extravaganza.
So wonderful.
And we talk about other potential upcoming after show ideas. We'd love to have you watch that and get your input.
All right. Anything else, Nikki?
Enjoy the day. Thank you for listening today.
Bye, y'all.
The Riot. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy?
No. RadioU.
I want to dump everything I was planning on, and I want to hear about what happened.
What Hudson did?
What?
He was the first one.
What? Hudson is the anti-social media.
He is. He won't even do Instagram. Like, he's so funny with it. And I was so surprised that he was the first to start posting on his own personal TikTok. And so he'd been practicing and stuff. So he was the first to post on our RadioU official TikTok. And he did a after sort of review of all the chips we did yesterday.
Here's what I think. To me, that's like somebody telling me that my grandpa is on TikTok right now.
Just because, again...
Not because Hudson's old,
he
but
just didn't really get into all the other ones.
He is way curmudgeonly about social media. If you follow him on Twitter, it's mostly about him... If really his tweets are about hating Twitter.
Pretty much.
I mean, so the idea that he is the RadioU TikTok star
He's the first
is absurd.
So I think it's all good if we support. I'm a watcher on TikTok. Like, I've only posted one. But outside of it, you just go to watch other people's TikToks, not make your own. But we finally have our first one on our RadioU official page.
Whoa.
So if you're on TikTok, you should follow RadioU official, and just an encouraging word to Hudson, just a like. That would be nice.
Whoa. Whoa.
And you can see what his thoughts are. We did a Riot after show and we taste tested the new Lay's potato chip flavors. So he did a taste test of it too.
In his TikTok video, you've watched it, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is he the one that came up with the fork idea?
What do you mean?
Okay, because if it was in the video, you would know.
I don't think I noticed any fork.
Okay, when you go in the break room, there is something has happened with the chips that involves a fork. They used it like a chip clip.
Oh, really? Maybe he's the one who did that, but I don't think it was was just him trying it.
I mean, it was like, follow me for more life hacks kind of stuff.
We have a DIY? Get back in there. Make another TikTok.
No, not me. I'm going to be the Hudson
You're
of
going to be
TikTok.
the Hudson of TikTok.
Yeah. And Hudson's going to be the me of Twitter. I don't know. Like, he's doing great.
I was just so impressed when I saw it last night. I was like, oh my gosh, he did the first one.
The Hudson.
So if you, again, want to follow us at RadioU Official on TikTok and say, good job, Hudson.
Yeah. Good job, Hudson.
What's worse than the worst of the Riot? The worst of the Riot podcast. Yeah. You did this to yourself. Podcast. Riot. RadioU.
Tonight, the NBA returns.
You're right, from what they're calling the bubble. The Disney bubble.
Man, we were all kind of living in it anyway.
Well, they are.
Yeah. So it happens tonight in Orlando, Florida. 22 teams. What you've got is 8-game slates. They say will be mostly the same. You've got a back-to-back for each of the teams. All the games are set to be played in a 16-day span ending August 14th. The playoffs will start on August 17th. The finals start September 30th. And the first 2 games are today.
I guess I didn't realize that it would be so many so fast.
Yes, me either. Tonight's games. You've got the Utah Jazz versus the New Orleans Pelicans, and then the LA Clippers versus the LA Lakers. Mm-hmm. So that's what you get tonight.
And they show on...
That's actually, I don't know.
Where do we watch this at?
Where do we watch that? Let's see. I'll have to Google that. Where can we watch the NBA tonight?
Let's see what it says.
This on TNT?
Is that it?
Is
that what we're getting?
Here we go. NBA TV schedule. Do you have
TNT?
TNT?
No, I don't subscribe to.
Well, Nikki, then you're not watching the NBA tonight.
Aw.
So let's see.
So it's not ABC or anything else that is watchable?
No. In fact, you don't get... Okay, you've got games tonight on TNT. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow night, ESPN and NBA TV.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Sure.
Then Saturday, all the games are on ESPN. Sunday, you've got 2 games on ABC.
ABC.
Yeah,
yep,
you've
there
got
you go.
Blazers Celtics at 3:30 Eastern, ABC. Bucks Rockets 8:30 ABC.
Be interesting to see. I want to see the crowd, because there is none. I want to see how that looks in case they show it.
I want to hear how it sounds.
It should be so quiet. I don't think you realize how much noise is going on in stadium sort of stuff.
Right. You know what? I have Philo. Does that have TNT?
I'm not sure.
I'll be looking that up. Here, let me stare at this while you wait.
Well, I'm sure a few others would be curious. No, it does not.
It does not. No, it does not. So I don't know.
Well, maybe I'll watch clips tomorrow. It'll be good enough, close enough.
So,
but if you watch it tonight on TNT, let us know how it ends up looking. What's the feel of it?
I got the Paramount Network.
You got that?
There's nothing on that. I got A&E.
Oh, that's good
TNT.
too. Wow.
Boy, Philo kind of sucks, guys.
You're not supposed to notice that.
I'm not supposed. You're right. I'm not supposed to say that.
It's affordable.
That's right. That's right.
Which is why you have it.
It has essentially no sports.
Even though that's what you want it for.
Well, I mean, that's not what I got that for.
Sure.
But,
How to survive the riot. Do the complete opposite of everything they say. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
So did you guys make it to that party in Jersey over the weekend?
You weren't supposed to. That was a trick.
Holy crap. Did you see this?
It's 700 people. No one is distancing. It's not possible.
No, we're way past distancing.
It is.
It was
bad for before Corona times.
They said that it was a Liberian Independence Day party.
Okay.
So come celebrate Liberian Independence Day, quote unquote, the right way.
So is this the one that was at the Airbnb?
Yeah.
Yeah, the person got arrested and a bunch of other people did too.
So free food and jungle juice. There will be liquor pouches. It was all, here's what gets me.
What's a liquor pouch? Is that just you hand them out?
I guess. Okay, I'll tell you what I think it is, even though I don't know. I imagine, have you ever had a little applesauce pouch?
Yeah.
Where you unscrew the top?
Or I know sometimes people take Capri Suns.
You're a sweet kid. You know that, right?
And they inject it. So, what if you're getting Capri Suns?
Oh, gosh.
But doctored ones.
It's got a little something extra in it. So it had a DJ. They had a $1,000 twerking contest. And I'll tell you, nothing says Liberian freedom like the freedom to twerk for money.
With liquor pouches.
With a liquor pouch.
What a party. Sometimes when you take a step back and you say everything that your party features, I don't know what people think.
Listen, that's a bullet point. All right? That goes on the list.
Event
People
highlight?
are excited. Yeah, come on. So the police ended up getting called. They had to involve, they say, 8 different police departments to get this thing broken up.
Hours to get it broken up.
Yeah. Hey, with 700 people, if you think about it, you send 2 cops out, they're just going to blend right in. Everybody will just be like, hey, you guys want a free liquor pouch?
Well, also the fact, that
twerk, officer?
We are supposed to be not having these large gatherings. This is just massive. This is more than 10, so.
You know what it is?
It is, so.
It is, Nikki, and I thank you.
We're not supposed to do this.
Both counting and pointing that out. I appreciate that.
And it just makes you mad because it sets all of us other people back.
It does.
Who are not having 1,000 people gatherings.
Pretty soon, there's the governor on TV
Yelling at us.
lecturing at you because
we're doing what we're supposed to, but
like I didn't do anything.
I didn't go to the party.
I didn't. Can you get those people together and lecture them? I'm just like checking to see like if like what's gonna happen and
you
stuff.
Can't even tell the rest of us that we're doing good. And then yell at them.
Hey, Riot, you guys are doing good, okay? You're wearing your mask. You're washing your hands. Good job, Riot. Now, you other people.
I think these are some of our personal feelings coming out, but that's okay.
Hey, you know what?
Oh, my gosh.
Feels appropriate because this is what I like to call real talk, Nikki.
This is exactly what it is.
This is what I like to call real talk.
All right. But yeah, I did see video and footage in New Jersey where the big party was.
It's happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
It is happening.
I feel like, free, obviously people will come out, but like, how do you throw 700, 800, 900 people? They just keep coming, right?
I guess. It spreads. That's where those things were like, it takes on its own energy.
I guess.
You put in the startup energy, but then the energy builds on its own.
It just grows.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a big party.
Yeah, dude. And then you're on vacation and you look and see your picture. Also, can I just say a lot of people are like, this is a stupid New Jersey McMansion. You know what? My taste apparently so bad, I'd be happy to live there.
You know what? You got a grateful heart, right? Thankful and grateful. You'd love to live there.
Hey, everybody's talking about how tacky this place is. I don't know. It looks kind of nice to me.
We've got an archive of everything stupid the Riot has ever said at your fingertips. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
There it is.
What'd you find?
There it is. Transformers War for Cybertron.
Is it now on Netflix?
Yep. It hit today. What do we got here? It's only 6 episodes.
Oh, let's change our our attitude with that.
All right. 6
you got
episodes.
all 6 episodes.
Wow, all at once.
Are they like 20, 30 minutes?
24 minutes.
24 minutes of 6 episodes.
Whoa. What?
Is this the one where the one character sounds really sad or like old?
Yeah. What, like, man, whatever that guy that does the voice of Optimus Prime wants, pay it.
In this one, it's a different voice actor, and they're saying that he really sounds sad or just different.
What are you doing? Listen, you pay. It's like Pete or something. Just pay the man, okay? Because that's what tells me that you have something. You bring in this, what is he, like some sort of a picket line? What are they, when they break the Union picket line? He's a scab?
A scab, yeah.
Some Optimus Prime scab? Is that what this is?
Maybe they just wanted to go with a different sound. Maybe it fits the storyline. And since we haven't watched the 6 episodes in 24 minutes.
You're right, Nikki.
We don't know.
I'm not going to lie. I don't run super deep on Transformers lore. I don't know what's going on. There was a Humble Bundle did a comic book bundle. I guess everybody says okay.
Is it everybody? That's generous.
People, the people that say things say
the small collective group
that those Transformers
smaller
comics,
than the house party we talked about in New Jersey.
That house party looks expansive, enormous
compared to what you're about ready to say.
But they say that it's a very good comic series. So I don't know. Like, I'm curious about this, like what it's going to look like. I guess Rooster Teeth had done other stuff that you could see like on their YouTube channel and stuff. But I guess I'm lazy. I didn't see it.
Maybe that'll be something you watch this weekend.
Maybe it will, Nikki. Maybe it will.
Maybe it will. Maybe it won't.
Maybe it won't.
But they're there.
Maybe this weekend I'll something else. Oh, Umbrella Academy starts tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
Not to mention
right.
all those NBA games.
Got a lot of other stuff.
So many options.
A lot of other options. We'll see what happens.
So many options.
You're basically listening to a real-time cringe compilation. This is The Riot on RadioU.
I've admitted to the fact that straight up, like, I'm a junkie. I don't want to put any kind of euphemism on it. Don't want to talk about how, it's a sickness. I am addicted to S'mores cereal.
He has a real problem with it.
I can't, and it's like, you've seen this where it's like, oh, It's not that I have it every day. It's just that once I start, I can't stop.
Sure.
So somebody just pulls me out.
So you can't even have it compared to people that are like, we read the article the other day that you should treat yourself every so often. Or, if you just have moderation.
Not that.
But not in this area.
No, that's one of those things that I'll buy a box at the store and it's halfway gone before I've even gotten home.
And you're not exaggerating.
No, you just find me on the side of the road. I've just pulled over and given up.
Not giving up. You're still driving home. You don't even pull over.
I've pulled over.
You pulled over.
You're just like, I got one box down. I got to figure out how to throw this away so nobody knows I ate this box on the way home.
Well, is there something else you're worried about? And would you say it's the s'mores flavor or just the perfect combination with that cereal?
I think in that case, it might be the perfect combination of the cereal. Though I love the s'mores stuff. It's good. And the people at Sunmade, whose raisins I buy,
you do,
have now come together and said they're launching what they call bites. These are bags that are full of, in this case, Smores Bites. Ooh.
Does it mean there's raisins in it, or because I don't want that?
No, certainly not.
No one is asking for that.
I don't think so, Nikki. I think they're just.
It says it's made with whole fruit, though, so I don't know. Do you see on the bag?
Is it pretty? Yeah, but that's just something they say.
Well, why would they say it if there's not fruit in there?
So that you can sneak it past your mom.
Oh, I don't know.
Here
what
we
if
go.
they're trying to sneak raisins in there?
S'mores Bites include graham crackers, marshmallows, chocolate packed into a bite-sized morsel.
They say it includes. They're not just saying it's only.
They don't say it excludes raisins.
Don't you see what they're lying about? There's raisins in there.
Oh my gosh. If there was, what the heck is happening?
They're hiding it in there, so we don't know.
They have other bites as well, though the s'mores are the one I really want. The PB&J. The
birthday cake sounds good.
Birthday cake s'mores.
There's a banana split one.
And a banana split.
So the S'mores Bites and the others, they say Meyer and Amazon.
Or Amazon. Sunmade. I'm on Amazon right now. Teach me the ways.
Look at the birthday cake one. So let's see what that one looks like. We've never tried. Has anybody tried any of them?
Let's see. PB&J is the only one that I see here. What's wrong with this? Maybe there's different options where you click under them and they're like, you found the Sunmade Bite section. Would you like this or would you like that? It does say whole fruit, whole grains.
I told you. I don't know what it means.
Why does it say that?
I don't know what it means. Tim just texted and said, cocoa is a fruit, but no
okay,
thanks.
Maybe that's it. Well,
I don't feel like it is.
The banana split. It's real dried fake banana.
I don't know. I'm worried, but it does look good.
Oh, I want that birthday cake.
Did you find it?
Yeah, it actually doesn't. What? I don't understand it. That doesn't look like a cake. They're not even trying to lie to me in the advertising. All right. Well, you know what, Nikki? If you could just head over to Meyer.
You want me to grab them for you?
Right after the show and bring them back. That'd be great.
Well, it could be. I don't know if this feels like a food fight item. Again, it's.
Why not?
It could be. It just feels like an eating during the morning show item.
We just eat it.
Yeah, we'll just try it sometime.
We're not going to broadcast. We're just going to...
We'll just let you know how it is.
The worst podcast with the best listeners. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Let's talk about Starbucks. Yesterday, we talked about McDonald's. They're closing 200 stores in the United States.
If you think that's a lot.
Yeah.
Here's more.
Almost twice as many from Starbucks. It looks like they are going to be getting rid of 400 locations over the next 18 months.
Yeah, they'll close those down. It's actually a rather interesting read. They're talking about most of those stores that would be closing do not have drive-through access.
Right.
And they see that the future needs to include a bigger push on curbside pickup and drive-through access. So instead of trying to outfit those stores that really aren't possible to have a drive-through, closing those down and shifting to build up the locations that do have that as a possibility. Or have that already, but just make it a better experience.
I have not done a Starbucks drive-through
in a while.
Well, no, because if you go past, first off, I'm not a huge fan of their coffee, but it doesn't mean I never go there. But if you drive past a Starbucks these days, you're like, what's that line for? What's going on? Oh, it's Starbucks.
Well, for a while there, you couldn't go inside. So instead, imagine Starbucks is focusing on, like, remember when McDonald's made the double line?
Yeah.
So what if you went to Starbucks and it was more outfitted for drive-through experience? So it had, say, 2 lines. So it was faster. They want to shift towards making it a better drive-through experience.
It seems to me like if I drove past Starbucks and they had a double line, I'd be like, you know what? We have a problem.
Why? It's more efficient.
This isn't even food.
So they're trying to work on a rollout of convenience-led formats, offering expanded curbside pickup. That's the first time they've done curbside pickup. So that'll launch at almost 1,000 stores by the end of this quarter.
Okay. Well, you know what? That's where everybody is.
They're saying it's just safer that way. What if something else happens and you have to close stores again? You have to be able to have a drive-through experience if that's the only part that can stay open.
Yes. So, you know what? I'm going to throw something out here. Don't get mad at me. But for somewhere between $20 and $30, you can snag an AeroPress. It was a gift to me from a colleague last Christmas. And I have been making spectacular coffee at home.
Some people don't want to. Some people just want to go and have the experience.
I know. I'm just telling you, it's an option you could explore. And if Jared was here...
Oh, from...
Jared Mark?
Jared, from Yavoya as well.
That guy knows coffee. He would agree with me.
They're also debating on pumpkin spice latte. They're saying that might come out earlier this year... just to make everything better.
Last year, the PSL returned on August 27th, which was its earliest debut ever. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it at least a day earlier.
They're wondering how early will it come out in August.
Giving every novelty food the publicity it so blatantly desires. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I think it's probably the Riot's version of comfort food, or at least it is for me, but... I'm right now scrolling through, just looking at Blu-rays and 4K Blu-rays.
You do like doing that. There's nothing, though, probably.
No, there really isn't.
Anime?
Is
that it?
So much anime.
And re-releases?
So much anime. And yeah, like, hey, here's the same movie. We changed the cover. Woo!
That's all we're really getting. There's no new stuff.
Yeah, there isn't. There really isn't. It's kind of a bummer. You wish there was like this thing where you'd be like, oh my gosh, dude. Do you see that? It's no. There's none of that. There's no oh my goshes. There's no dudes.
There's no excitement over most movie releases at this point.
Yeah, which is too bad.
You still like looking at them. You never know. I think you look just to be like maybe there's a surprise one day.
It's sad. There's something sad about it, but it is. It's a Riot. It's a Riot comfort food, and that's where I'm at right now because I need comfort. Okay, let me just tell you. I don't think this is necessarily true, but I was wondering if anybody else feels this way. I feel right now like I did during the early days of the stay at home. I feel like I am just...
You're anxious again?
Yes. Yeah. I feel like I am just waiting for that time when I sit down and go, hi, I don't know you, but I've completely rearranged your entire life.
Are you waiting for the other shoe to drop?
Yeah. And I don't know where this sensation has come from, but I'm just like, oh, it's out there.
Well, I think everybody has this lurking sense of, well, what's coming next? Even if nothing is coming next, you still wonder what's coming.
Well, and my thought was maybe it's because school is starting up and there's been... I feel like that's a time when just our society in general, we all kind of go through phases. And summer, even if you're not in school and you're just, working a job, whatever, that there is kind of this change. There's a change in traffic patterns. The weather begins to change because school goes back in the fall. And now we're rounding into August. And there's this sensation of like, hey, we're headed into fall. Things are going to change. But are they? Will there be football? Will there not be football?
I think that's...
Will you be allowed to go...
one.
Will you be allowed to go apple picking? Will you not be allowed to go apple picking?
Will we have a movie in August, or will we not have anything in August?
But I'm just sitting here every day, just like,
you, at this point, normally really start getting excited about college football. And I think that one's going to hit you more than you realize, because that's your thing in the fall.
I know.
That, and then you got Obi's birthday. that's the big
We're
thing.
not even celebrating this year. We can't have a party.
Allowed.
So, I mean, like, maybe that morning, Nikki and I, we'll just have some cake and,
You can have the biggest cake we've ever gotten. We're getting a full sheet cake, the bigger one. And
my eyes just got huge.
I think that's what we need to have.
Just
and you're going to eat all of it.
It's just going to be coffee and cake.
That's all it needs
day.
to be.
So, yeah. But it's hot out there.
Oh, I'm sorry you're feeling anxious again.
I don't know. It might just be me. You know what? I need some more sleep. Let's shut down. I'll go take a nap.
Well, we can't.
Okay.
I appreciate that idea. You save that for when it's sleep time.
Put a pin in it.
But it just bring that back later today.
The Riot has now been downloaded. I hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I told you guys something is coming back.
Are we getting Jeopardy back?
What is Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune?
Oh, those are the two things. Oh, yay. Oh, yay. Oh, it sounds good.
Nikki.
Everything's better now. I don't feel sad at all.
There's something coming back, and you need to be grateful that there's something coming back.
Good. At time, too, I don't watch TV. I don't watch live TV. I don't watch...
You can record it then.
I don't watch game show time TV. Isn't that like from 7 to 8 or something? I don't watch that. But this is great.
But you can start.
I could start, yeah.
You could start.
Yeah, that's
How about
good.
investing in a good over-the-air DVR so that you can record and archive your Jeopardies and your Wheel of Fortunes.
I just never got into Jeopardy because I felt like you either were super into it and you tried to get all the answers, or you felt bad about yourself because you didn't know any of the answers. It's like I just never got into it.
I don't know that I've ever felt bad about myself while what? No.
You're so dumb. You couldn't even get on this show. You never talk to yourself like that with it?
No, because I usually know the answers.
Oh, you do? Oh, you're the smart one.
No, I'm also good at lying.
No.
I know. You know what? I haven't watched Jeopardy in a very long time.
But we talked about Alex Trebek for a few months now because they were ramping up to the release of his book, and then released his book, and he kept saying how he wanted Jeopardy to be one of the first shows to come back as fast as possible since they haven't been able to film any new ones.
Well, that's where they are.
So what, they just have no studio audience, or?
You know what? In this, I don't see them talking about the studio audiences. I can tell you this, that they say they've redesigned the sets, and like on Wheel of Fortune, they've changed the design of the wheel on some level. I mean, still has to be round, right?
Is there more spacing between it? I don't understand.
But they say there's more spacing between the podiums
for the
on
contestants
Jeopardy
and stuff.
And the same on Wheel of Fortune. They've been given some additional space in order to make it work.
And remember, it's not just that side of things. It's the crew to make the shows.
Oh, who cares about them?
That I think people forget about when it's like, why can't you return to filming? It's not just what you see on the screen. It's behind the scenes stuff. Can they make it happen?
So according to Deadline, Jeopardy will be back in the studio this week. And Wheel of Fortune will be back in the studio next week. Now, how long does it take for those episodes to get to us? I don't know. But they're resuming taping. They're not postponing, Nikki.
They're coming back.
Wow.
We never hear of things that are actually returning.
Wow.
And that's the two things.
There you have it.
Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Yep.
So grateful and thankful for
come on.
something like this to come back.
Are you humbly grateful or grumbly hateful? What's your attitude? Dun, dun, dun. Do you grumble and grump?
Oh, my gosh.
Let it be known you're grateful for all God's done for you.
So if you were hoping...
Like bringing back Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Two shows you never really watched to begin with, but good to hear.
Woohoo.
Yay. Thanks for sharing that with us.
You're welcome, Nikki.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know if or when, but eventually there will be new video games, kind of ish. And one of those will be Marvel's Avengers. Mm-hmm. Now, you know, Marvel has really taken over the cinematic space, but we haven't really seen a substantial video game from Marvel in quite a while.
Don't you think, or am I right to believe from what I feel like other people have said in the past, that movie tie-in video games never seem to be...
They're typically not good?
Not like critically acclaimed, or people think that they're really that amazing?
Well, in this case, they are not... It's not a direct movie tie-in, which... I mean, you look at those Batman games, they were not direct movie tie-ins, and they were spectacular. So they are building off the kind of Marvel universe, but it's not technically set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And next week, August 7th, if you have a PlayStation 4, you will be able to play the open beta. So it's not an open beta yet. If you're a PlayStation 4 person and you pre-order it, you get access to the beta then.
But then you can always cancel the pre-order.
Absolutely.
If you don't like it.
August 14th, if you have pre-ordered for the Xbox One or the PC, you'll get access to the beta. And then August 21st, it will become an open beta. It won't require a pre-order, and you'll be able to play.
And I'm sorry, when is this game itself supposed to come out? Or no news on that, just the open beta stuff?
It's supposed to. Oh, man, I didn't realize September 4th is when it's supposed to come out. I hope it's good. I don't mean that sarcastically.
You just want a new game.
I do, and I let's just say that what I have seen of this game, I haven't been impressed with. It's just been like, I don't know. And they've already said they're adding characters for DLC. So yesterday they announced like, oh yeah, after you buy the game, you'll be able to pay more money and play as Hawkeye. So
you don't even get that to start off with?
No, I feel like I still don't completely understand what this game's going to look like and what it's going to be. So the idea of a beta sounds great to get a chance to try it out.
Now, for everybody, that includes Sam, who says, don't forget about the recent Spider-Man game for PS4. And Aaron, who said, what about the Spider-Man game? Isn't that Marvel?
All right, fine.
Everybody does seem to like that. That seems to be the exception, but that's it.
I mean, okay, you're right. Like, there is the Spider-Man game, which I played the heck out of that game. So there's that. There was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 on the Nintendo Switch. Can we get that game off the Switch and onto something I'll play it on, please? And then they did Marvel
you still
versus
have your Switch, don't you?
Capcom Ultimate 3 or something like that. Yes, I do.
You do? Okay. It's so expensive there.
It's just one of those things where
that is fun.
I typically don't play games on the Switch unless it's a Switch exclusive, and I feel like that game is a timed exclusive. I feel like at some point it's going to hit everything else, and I'll wish I would have waited. And so I'm waiting.
You're just holding out for that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
So the open beta stuff starts, but remember, you have to be... It's PlayStation stuff and then Xbox stuff, and then everybody else can pre-order stuff. So there's qualifiers.
There is. So the August 7th, it's PlayStation 4 pre-orders. August 14th, it's Xbox One and PC and PlayStation 4 pre-orders. August 21st, it's everybody.
The rest of the people.
The game releases September 4th.
And what's the game?
Marvel's Avengers.
That's it. Thanks.
B, Captain America.
Proper planning prevents poor performance. Clearly, the Riot didn't properly plan. This is the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So I want to say hi to Andrew. He's a podcast listener. He's checking in this morning, wanting to know what I thought of the movie I watched last night.
Did you tweet about it or something?
I tweeted about it. I did. So I watched half of John Carpenter's The Fog.
Ooh.
That movie came out. I wasn't done with it, and I haven't done my due diligence on it, but it was I think
1980?
Yeah, that sounds about right. 1980.
And then there's a 2005 version as well?
Yeah, all those John Carpenter movies from the late 70s, early 80s get low-budget remakes, but in fairness, they were pretty low budget when they started.
It came out February 1st, 1980.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I should have seen all of it and not half of it, but I had something come up last night and I didn't get a chance to finish it. But so far, I thought it's been pretty interesting. I feel like I have to go back and rewatch it to kind of get the start. I probably won't, but okay. I feel like I should. It's only 90 minutes, so I just feel like it didn't really get a fair shake out of me. But they did a 4K restoration overseas. I wish I would have maybe just picked it up along with my They Live and other John Carpenter movies that I bought.
He bought some 4K discs from Australia.
Yes, so I did.
You could have bought some more.
What's funny about it is that it's it's a very dated horror movie. So like there are these
Is it
things,
even a horror or is it more just suspenseful?
Okay, so the idea is that there was this ship that sank and the ghosts of these like pirates or something are coming back. But after having seen Pirates of the Caribbean, it's old. And so like with Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're like gross, nasty pirates, these are like guys in kind of hooded costumes that have like a little sword that they're
not
sticking.
As scary in this day and age.
You can see where that there was probably a time when that was scary, but looking at it now, you're like, oh.
Suspenseful.
Yeah. Wow. And there are a couple of that kind of try to do some jump scares, but I wasn't scared in the first place, so I didn't jump.
But that's what happens with older
but
movies.
See, the thing is that I'm saying these things. It doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it because I like old movies. So, and 1980, it's pretty old.
I feel like you should have
years old.
You should have a Facebook group or something, like for your daily older movies that you watch.
I thought about starting like just doing a weekly like movie club, like, hey, this week, this is what we're going to watch, and I'm going to do a video on it, and if you want to watch the video, blah, 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 but I can't commit to anything, so I haven't done it.
Well, it's hard to even start it, and then let alone keep doing it.
Yeah. I will tell you, part of the reason I haven't been is because I just want something for me. Like, this is just for me. I have talked about it on the show, but like every once in a while, it's nice to do something and not be like, how can I spin this out into content?
Well, I used to like when you would go see a movie and then immediately on your way out, you would do a review of it. Yeah. That was always fun. And it's not like you're doing too much production wise. Like it was just a very low key but interesting take on a movie. You could always do something like that, right?
That's
when you're
true.
done watching it.
Just get done, walk over to the computer, fired up. I mean, I got all the equipment right there.
Or even just use your phone. Just do it right away and not make a bigger production needed.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably what I should do. And see Jerome right there. He says, you got to build your brand, Obi. Nothing makes me want to just go take a nap.
He doesn't want to do that.
Nothing makes me want to take a nap more than that statement.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
Sometimes things are a coincidence. Sometimes they're not. Yesterday, Hudson creates the first ever TikTok video for the Radio U TikTok channel.
If you go to Radio U Official, that's our TikTok address. But it's so weird. You don't understand. Like Hudson, he likes social media, but not like most people to where like we'll use Twitter, but he just never wanted to jump on Instagram. And so for him to do TikTok is it's funny to me, but he seems to be enjoying it. He did a great job yesterday.
Okay, so there's that.
Yeah,
right?
So you can go and show some love to it and follow Radio U Official.
Now, is it a coincidence or a conspiracy that yesterday President Trump says at his press conference, we're looking at TikTok, we're thinking about making a decision, a.k.a. banning it.
They're still talking about possibly banning it.
So the president starts talking about banning it when Hudson goes on TikTok. I feel like those two things are connected. I feel like the president got a look at Hudson on TikTok and was like, we can't have this.
We don't need this in our country's lives.
I don't want to see any more of this.
It's weird. I didn't think much about it because they've been threatening this for a few weeks now. And, it's more than just a statement. Like, would it actually go away?
Yeah.
You could still access it. It just depends. But then I was watching a YouTuber that I like from Hong Kong, and they took it away. And they were just saying how one day they woke up and then the app was gone.
There was just no TikTok.
That was it. I mean,
That's
again, there's ways behind the scenes that you can still access it, but it's not as easy and it's not just, there anymore.
And you guys can blame Hudson for it.
If it goes away.
Hurry up and see Hudson's video before President Trump takes it down.
And just go look at all the ones that you like before they might never be seen again.
Yeah, Nikki and I went looking for the one that I liked so much yesterday, and we couldn't find it.
You never did? Oh,
Never
I looked
found
a
it.
little, and I didn't find it either.
And I don't even know how to describe it. If I told you what it was, no, I can't.
Just trust us, okay?
It was good. I liked it.
It was good, yeah. You just have certain ones we love.
Yeah.
You're listening to the worst of the Riot. Radio U.
I don't know about you, but I want college football. Just
desperately.
Just forget about all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. Like diseases and quarantine. I want to set all that aside. I just want college football. The other side of it is I want to be a responsible college football fan. I don't want anybody to give their life so I can watch football.
But you really, out of everything that gets postponed, all the movies, the NBA, baseball, whatever, like college football, though, is your thing.
Well, it's just tough because, like, that's Saturdays in the fall. That's what you do.
The coldness starts creeping in the air.
I'll, like, be playing Xbox, and then I've got football on over here, and it's just like it's just a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so what are they saying?
Well, here's what they're saying. Now, this is not... they haven't made a decision yet.
Because we're getting close. I think we need to have some info
month,
soon.
Right? But they are talking about, in the case of the Ohio State University Buckeyes, my favorite is footballist team in the whole world.
And also, again, it's like when Disney says news. Like if the Buckeyes start saying things, because it's one of the bigger teams, I'm sure this might include then what other smaller schools might do.
Now, they'd already said that they weren't going to play anything but conference games this year. Mm-hmm. So all of the early season games were already out.
So all the ones against like the small teams?
Right. Or the stuff where you were like, oh, we're going to play USC at the beginning of the season. I don't remember who it was we had scheduled for early season games this year, but those were gone, and we were only going to play games inside the Big Ten Conference. Well, now they're saying, okay, they're exploring what to do with the stadium. The Horseshoe, OSU Stadium, holds around 102,000 fans.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they would limit capacity, they believe. And again, it's not, I can't find the official word. They say they're exploring it.
10 people.
20%.
Oh, 20% of the stadium?
So that would be 20,000 fans, and they would be spaced out.
But if you're with a family, like or a friend, you could sit together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can come in as a party,
as a group,
quote unquote, like whatever, but there's going to be distancing in place.
No offense, okay? But some of this stuff coming out of this is actually... Especially if you don't like crowds and stuff.
You'll have the best time you've ever had at the game.
It's like going to Disney or these theme parks. Everything's finally not crowded to the point where they normally would let so many people in that it's actually too much. Now you're going in and you can actually sit down and enjoy watching the game.
Well, I will tell you.
Because there's space around you.
The last time I went to an OSU game.
Oh, gosh, it's so bad.
It's so hilarious because there's this expectation that you are a tiny person. And so it is.
Your bottom's bigger than the seat size thing.
Well,
You're
absolutely.
Like, we don't have enough room for all these people in the row. So if you get up, everybody else tries to scoot out a little bit, and you're like, you lose your seat.
Dude, if you're on the end, eventually you're sitting on the stairs, and then here comes the usher to kick you out of the stairs. It's rough. But
so
not
20%?
This time. That's what they're saying. Like, it's not, they're not 100% on the 20% yet, but it's one of the options they're exploring.
And then I assume temperature checks and stuff when you would go in, kind of like most places.
Probably all that stuff.
As long as they were keeping the players safe and the crew to make it all happen. But this doesn't sound bad.
Listen, if they, I don't know, like if this is a good way to do it, I'm in. I mean, I love the idea of college football coming back, but as I said, I don't think college football is worth anybody's life. So do with that what you will, but really do want it to come back, Nikki.
I know you do. That was your Saturday stuff.
I do like that.
Aww.
Nice cool breeze.
Yeah. Well, the NBA starts tonight too, so we'll see how that goes. I think some of the thing is just waiting for other sports things to have a little bit more time to see the results of the quarantining and all that stuff with the players.
The NBA has a 0% audience.
They have no one, yeah.
Yeah, they're packing out to nothing.
The Riot is well-versed on many different topics.
They're shy at first, but they're quite skilled at conversation.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
All right, show of hands. Who are big fans of the Oakland A's?
Yeah. What? I'm sure there are plenty of people.
Well, Oakland A's, they were one of the first places that Tom Hanks ever got to work.
I thought that was interesting. They said he worked, was it selling concessions throughout the stands?
Yep, he was a hot dog guy. Hot dogs, yeah! That's what he did. He was that guy. And you know what, Nikki? They're bringing him back.
He's doing it again.
So what you can do is, actually, let's see, I got the audio right here. You want to hear it? They are adding crowd noise to the Oakland A's games. They're doing this, I don't know if they're doing it to all Major League Baseball games, but to a lot of them, where if you're watching on TV, they're trying to make it feel like there are people in the stands, even though there aren't. And so in the background, you're going to be able to hear one Tom Hanks selling.
In the crowd noise.
Yeah, in the crowd noise.
So it won't just be him, but it'll be kind of built in there.
Hot dog.
And it's him voicing it.
Colossal hot dog.
That's him.
That's it. And they're also doing life-size cutouts in the stadium seats. And then they'll have the pre-recorded crowd noise.
It's crazy out there, man.
They're trying their best to make it something.
Yeah. So that's something that you can be on the listen for if you watch the A's game, which, don't hate me for this, I'm probably not going to be doing.
And that will be throughout the whole season that you should be able to hear him.
So if you're just sitting there watching Major League Baseball and you're like half asleep, and all of a sudden you're like, Tom, is that you?
Is that Tom Hanks?
Is that you?
Yes, that's voiced by him.
The answer is yes.
Now, I think this is true, but did you ever hear, he has a brother, right? And he sounds just like him. So, all Tom Hanks, or all Toy Story merchandise and voice stuff is usually done by his brother. Not
really?
Him.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, I think that's...
Was that Todd Hanks?
Yeah, I think that's correct, but I think it's his brother who normally voices things as him. But they're saying this is Tom Hanks. But toy-wise, you're normally hearing the brother.
That's hilarious.
But that could just have all been a lie, but I think it's true. I think I heard him talk about that once.
That would be even better if he was lying about having a brother.
This has all been one big urban legend about him. But
what if Tom Hanks isn't even a person?
I don't know. Well, let's not go too deep, all right?
It's too far.
Maybe that is too much.
So, yeah. Well, no, I didn't know that about a brother. I'll look at that. But that is the voice of Tom Hanks that you'll hear on the Oakland A's game that everyone's watching, all of us together all the time.
This was the worst of the Riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Now we're just sounding pathetic.